Hello everyone, this is Allie with Craftin' Allie. I hope everyone's doing great today. Well, as you can see, I made a brand new project using my Stampin'Up supplies, and I just wanted to go and share with you how I made this. So let's get started. Now first off, I went and I used our wonderful stamp set called Remarkably You. And I used this image right here. I used Stampin' Up! Vellum cardstock, and I stamped it and heat embossed it onto the vellum. Now the vellum size measurement is 3 by 3. So what I decided to do was take our brand new in color, which is the Watermelon Wonder, squeeze it a little bit, just so that I can go and get the ink on the top. Then using one of our blender pens, just open the end, and it already has some fluid in it, so just put a little there. And on the reverse side of the embossed image, see this side is shiny, on the reverse side, start to color in the spaces. Now I'm using a flicking motion to go and color in the spaces. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can go and see that a little bit closer. Move this out of the way. Put this right here. So as you can see, I'm using a flicking motion, putting the darkest pigment at the base and then letting that flicking motion lighten up as it proceeds up the leaf. When you turn it over, you get this beautiful, beautiful view, and it almost looks as if it's shadowed. So here I go again, starting at the base of the petal and then flicking. Add a little bit more pigment and get back in frame. Start here and flicking up. And here too, we want to go and distribute that color evenly from the base all the way up and let it almost mute all the way out. Now there is no wrong way to do this, so don't be concerned about, oh, I'm going to mess up. You're not going to mess up. This is all about having fun. And so take a little bit more pigment, start, and flick up. Start right here and flick up and let the blender pen do all the work of muting out the color for you. And as you see, this goes by really quickly. And so then you can take a little bit more pigment, fill in any lines that you see. The wonderful thing about the Stampin' Up! And blender pens is that it has a nice fine tip, and so you can get into those tiny tight crevices and not have to be concerned that it looks too large or too fat for the spot. Filling it all in. Now I'm going to turn it over, and as you can see, as I shared with you, there really is no way to mess this up. So we're going to go and finish up, get a little bit more color now, and go back into the base, and just the base alone of each petal. That's what creates all that nice rich shading that everyone loves to see in flowers. And it's a nice flicking motion, nice and easy. then let the blender pen do all the work for you. Now, after using the Watermelon Wonder, I'm going to shut that for you. And I use the other side of the blender pen in order to go and get the other color. Now today I decided to start off with the mint macaron. So once again, give that little squeeze so that you get the pigment right up on the top of your lid. Now I'm going to dip my blender pen in there and then add the color in a nice gentle flicking motion in the center of this embossed image, right here. Now the mint macaron is a nice light green on the paper, but in order to create more depth and dimension, I decided to go and also use some of the cucumber crush. Once again, squeeze, open it up, take some of the pigment and go over where you think it will be the darkest. Let's move this up and out of the way. So towards the top where you will get a little bit of shadowing from the leaves of the plant, very lightly along the very top. So when you turn it over, you have this really nice shading in there. Now we're not done yet, because we can go and put this cucumber crush away. Now while we were getting this done, all you really need to do is take a piece of scrap paper, just scribble, and it cleans off the tip of your blender pen. Put the cap back on that side. Now for my example, I want a little bit more color in the leaf. So go ahead, add a little bit more right in the base and bring it up. Okay, we're all done with that. Put the blender pen away, put the scrap paper away. Now I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock. It measures 3.5 by 7. Fold it in half, and I'm going to fold this right out of frame for a moment so that you get a nice clean edge right here to go and put your card. Front, turn it over, and as you can see, it just pops right off the page. Now in order to go and adhere this, what I decided to do was use some of our Stampin' Up! Two-way glue. Now this works really well because it dries clear. So I just did some tapping, some quick tapping on the reverse side, not on the side with the shiny emboss. Put some right here on the flower itself. To make it all sticky, put some on the card front so that it has some tooth to go and adhere to. Carefully turn this over. Get it in the right spot. Make sure it's centered the best that you can, and adhere that down. A nice firm squeeze. Sorry for moving the camera. Now I also used the next stamp set, which is called an open heart. Now with an open heart, I did use the thank you, and I stamped that out using some cucumber crush on some Whisper White cardstock. I took my word window punch, slip it in, line it up nice and neatly, and punch it out. Alright, now all that's left is to go and add a few dimensionals. 2 dimensionals here. Add them to the base, to the back of the project. 1, 2. Make sure that they're nice and even so that you really don't see them too much when you adhere it down. And then attach it to, let's zoom out a little bit, attach it to the front of the card, right here in the corner. A simple, clean thank you card. Well, this is my first project using all Stampin' Up supplies. A list of the supplies used and the item numbers will be in the description box below. And you can feel free to go ahead and get them from my website, Stampin'Up. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.